morning and welcome to Hot Air. Today I have my co-host Martin because the normal co-host Dominic can't make it today. So welcome Martin to the show.
Hello, thank you. Very glad to be here. Even though it's instead of Dominic, who is obviously a better co-host. Irreplaceable.
You're not as good, Martin.
I am
flat out not as
nope.
good.
Nope. A cheap replacement.
Cheap replacement. Okay,
right.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about something. So I want to do some Mint follow-up first. As a listener of the show, you know what we talked about last week.
Oh, yeah.
And normally I talk to Dunphy about it, but I got as a gift from my dad who listens to the show, I got a box of mints. And now that I'm a mint holder, right, a person that carries mints, I have no idea what to do. Do I keep them at home? Do I take them with me? I just don't even know.
Well, let me tell you what I would do. I would, not as me, obviously, but as you, because if I'm talking as me, I would immediately eat all the mints. They would be gone in a day, maybe in a few hours.
No, because when you have mints, you just give them to people.
I give them to people.
See, no, this is my fear, is when I have mints, I don't really want to share them because I don't, that's social, because they'll be gone like that.
Yeah, I know, but
that's my fear.
But here's the thing, my mints disappear not because I give them to people. Only about like a third of them goes to that, right? The other two
third of your mints.
Yeah,
imagine that. A third of your income being taken away.
Imagine that. That's yeah. We're staying away from political topics, so I won't comment on that. But the other 2/3, I just gone because I'm apparently addicted to mints. Yeah.
No, but still, okay.
What I would do if I were you, I would carry it around, but I would not take the box out so that people see the box and go, oh, can I have a mint? Can I have a mint? Can I? No, that just. Take the mints out one at a time.
No, because then I have to fiddle with my bag. And then I'm trying to keep it secret, and I'm shaking around with all the keys and crap that's in there because it's all in the same pocket, like the keys and my mints in the same pocket. It's not great. Well, that's an issue,
Keep the mints in a separate pocket, and then you
don't
have that
have
issue.
A separate mint pocket too.
Oh, you have to have a dedicated mint pocket.
If I offer people mints, that means I have to grab a mint, and I think that's gross. If someone takes out a mint from their mint thing and then hands it to you because you don't know where their hands have been. That's a bit gross, no?
Well, I mean, somewhat, yeah. But what the mints sometimes have those boxes where you press the button.
No, this is why you have those boxes. Yeah, because people don't like giving other people mints. It's like the hand thing. People's hands are sweaty and they're gross. And
most people don't mind it. I wouldn't mind it.
You wouldn't mind? I feel like you're not a germaphobe guy. You don't mind backwash. Do you not mind backwash?
I somewhat am.
Are you a backwash fear person?
What is this whole backwash thing?
Oh, you don't know about this backwash thing? Well, I don't know if it's a myth or it's an actual thing, but I'm a firm believer in backwash. When you have a bottle of drink or a can and you drink, and there's always a little bit, according to the backwash theory, that goes back into the can, so it's contaminated by your spit in your mouth. Okay. And this is why you don't share drinks with other people because of backwash. Because then you drink, it goes into their mouth, and then a little bit comes out and goes back into your thing, and then you're drinking someone else's spit.
Well, here's the thing. It's such a small quantity of it that it doesn't matter.
So you do believe in backwash? It
really doesn't matter. What do you mean you believe in backwash?
No, there's actual debate about no, that doesn't happen. You're just retarded if you drink that way. That's not how you're supposed to drink.
Well,
do you believe in backwash?
I would put it in less harsh words, but in general, I do think that sentiment applies.
What sentiment? Backwash is a thing.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if a small quantity of somebody's spit goes into drink.
That's gross. No,
it's like if a few molecules of.
It's not, but it's not a few molecules. It's like a couple micrograms.
Wow. Yeah, that makes it.
No, but that's gross. No.
If it's such a small quantity, it's fine.
You don't care.
Honestly, it
seems like you would care.
You
are
like the only person I know who cares about it, which is
okay.
Yeah.
Well, this mint thing, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but
carry it around.
Carry it around.
Yeah.
Because
otherwise you're just leaving it there and it's staying and it's not doing anything, and this is gonna turn out in two ways. Either you're gonna just forget about it and it's gonna lay there and it's not gonna do anything and the gift goes to waste, or what's going to happen is you're going to find it one day and think, oh, look at those mints, and then just eat them all
once. Of these vultures, these mint vultures.
Mint vultures.
Exactly. You take out a mint, it's like you're trying to get a mint, you just had a cup of coffee or whatever, and your breath is smelling, and you're just like, and then they're like, ooh, can I have a mint? Ooh, yeah. Can I have a mint? And then more people around them see, oh, he's giving out mints. Because you can't give out one mint. All the other people know that you're giving mints, and they want mints too. And you can't say, no, you can have one, you can't have one, you can have one, because that's rude.
But
because I'm saying, no, you're a better friend than he is, and you are deserving of a mint. You know?
Yes, I know that mint discrimination is a very serious issue.
Yes, mint discrimination.
And you can't do it. But I mean, people see you as a better person if you hand out mints. It's like, it's like...
I don't need social justification for
it's-
handing out mints. I'm not trying to buy people's love with mints, okay, Martin?
It's like charity. People give to charity because they want other people to feel better about
Yes,
them.
but these aren't like poor homeless people. They can buy their own mints.
Well, this is still the same. It's still the same kind of principle. You give something to others to make yourself feel better.
No, but I don't feel better.
That's what it is.
I feel like, I'm getting robbed. You know?
Well, then you don't have to. You don't have to give away mints.
Yeah, but then I feel like a douche. You
So-
know?
so-
It's like someone
well-
says to me,
well,
no,
choose-
you cannot
choose.
have a mint.
You can either feel robbed or you can feel as a douche. Choose which one
No,
is,
but
is
then
better.
this is the point. Is then I could also just not carry mints.
But then they go to waste.
No, but okay.
That's
No,
the
but
three
this is
choices.
this is the social
You choose-
issue.
You choose the lesser of the three evils.
Yeah. Oh god.
That's always how it is. There's always a trade-off. And we're talking about mints.
And so, national anthems. I wanted to ask you about national anthems, and I wanted to know what you thought about, as a Russian person,
Yeah.
With the USSR anthem in the previous background. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the Russian anthem. Honestly, it sounds good if you just listen to it as like a song on
But do
itself.
you think that they're important? That a country has a theme song for a country?
I'm not particularly nationalistic. I don't. Well, I mean, I guess it's important to have like a symbol, like a flag for your country, right? A
No,
country-
but that's just like it reinforces patriotism and keeps people nationalistic.
I mean, symbols aren't the thing that makes people nationalistic. I think
It's the
doesn't
thing
matter.
that they represent.
We're
is the
also
thing.
slipping into political territory here.
No, but okay.
So-
I think national anthems are fun. I think they're great. They can be fun, and I think it's great. That's like a theme song for a country. And if you'd have to say, what would be your favorite national anthem?
Well, here's the thing. As one that about the lyrics, right? As a national anthem that represents an idea, like what a nation stands for. I don't think any of them are good.
No, but that
honestly.
doesn't matter.
Like,
That-
all
no,
of them-
but
yeah,
like,
I know.
It's just like the catchiness, and if you make it like if you feel it in your soul, if you can
feel
like
it in your
you
soul.
feel it deep inside you, you have like that patriotism. You standing there, everyone around you, part of the same country, this kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't really get that feeling, but I guess some people do, and for that, I don't know. I think the Russian anthem is honestly pretty good.
Is it kick-ass?
Like, if you look at it, if you listen to it without lyrics,
but
it
when
sounds
you
good.
when you
It's the
hear
same
it,
as the Soviet anthem as well.
but
Actually.
if you hear it, do you have the feeling that you need to put your hand to your heart and just
I
be like,
never,
yes,
ne-
woohoo!
never have that feeling. honestly.
Never.
No.
About anything,
Well, not about countries at least.
but about like ideas. Okay.
Not necessarily. No.
If you had to pick an anthem for your political ideology, which is libertarianism, what would that be? What would be the anthem of your choosing?
It wouldn't be an anthem. It would be a person stepping on a hedgehog, and then painfully, like realizing that.
So you'd
wouldn't
stand
be-
there, you stand in the bleachers,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
sports team's about to go, and you hear, ow!
Yeah.
And then you're like, yes, that's what we stand for.
and then gunfire.
And then gun. Okay. Personally, I think, obviously putting aside that the American one is my favorite because, patriotism, this kind of thing. I really love the Brazilian national anthem.
I've never heard it.
You've never heard it? Well, listen to it after the show, and I advise listeners to do the same. But now moving on. Okay, I wanted to ask you about. So I wanted to tell you a little story about a hate that I have for something.
hate?
A hate. This is.
You have a lot of those. I've noticed.
I say hate. Hate's a very strong word. It's very much an annoyance, and sometimes I like cooking a lot. Okay, people, and I cook. I was cooking the other day, and I was making onions, and I was chopping my onions. And whenever you have to cry with onions, have you had this experience?
No, I've chopped onions all my life, and I've never had to cry. No, I cook a lot with onions, and I've never had this experience where, you slice into it, and it's supposed to shoot out this thing that goes in your. I've never
No,
had
it
that.
doesn't shoot out
weird.
anything. It's like a thing that just diffuses into the air and then gets into your eyes.
Really? Oh, that's.
It's
weird.
not a liquid that just fires at you.
No, but I mean, like that's with.
It doesn't go, and then you're like, blind. No, that's not how this works.
That's with lemons, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
this was lemons.
But
I've not had that. That's a
I've
cartoony. That's a
I've
cartoony
not had
thing.
that with either onions or lemons.
No,
Never.
because onions don't squirt at you, okay?
Yeah, okay.
You know, come on. No, what onions do is they're little sneaky bastards that just like, you're chopping. You don't realize that you got one of those onions, and then you've done like half of it. And then you start crying like crazy, and it starts stinging, and you go, and you start wiping your face.
Never had that.
You know, I was in Modern Family, one of the characters, he has onion protection glasses, so he has like essentially swimming goggles, and he wears it while he's chopping onions. And I think that's a great idea.
Hey, maybe that's a good business idea.
A
Maybe
business model.
Yeah.
You know, way to put it out for the entire world to see. Or to listen to, as you know, they obviously are. And a reminder to all listeners listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify that you can find us on twitch.tv/Radio Hot Air at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join us live, because then you get to comment on us while doing it with other people that are listening to it live. But back to the onions. The issue that I have is it's just so painful, and I have no idea, because sometimes it's really bad, other times you don't have it at all, and I just don't understand.
Well, if you go to this address, you can buy our special onion protection glasses for $9.99.
And then you won't have that issue anymore.
And then you won't have it anymore. We just gave somebody an idea, and in like
$1 billion.
in like 2 years, we're gonna see a business that has these onion protection glasses, and they have like all the latest technology, all the latest materials.
No, they have like special material that deflects the scent or deflects the
yeah.
aroma. It just goes away.
Onto other people.
Okay, but we do request that if you ever do that idea,
We
give us
want to cut.
we will give us all of the money.
We want at least 50% of the revenue.
At least.
From the sales.
And then you can use our logo if you give us 50%.
Yep.
So we want like essentially $1 billion. Is what we want.
Yeah.
That's the goal, right?
Minimum.
And now, you wanted to talk about something.
Yes. Well, I actually recently found myself.
Remember,
reading...
make it interesting. This is the thing. You gotta make it interesting. People
okay.
gotta care. Some people don't care.
It's a cool topic, and it's gonna maybe sound boring at first. It's about batteries. Yeah, I know, very interesting. Recently, a new type of battery was invented. It's a solid-state battery, as
Who
opposed
cares,
to
man?
As opposed to the lithium-ion batteries that we mostly use now.
Oh yeah, very interesting. I love it. It's a great conversation here.
The guy who created it is
Yeah.
called John B. Goodenough. That's his actual name. He is also the creator of RAM.
Do you know? No. Do you know if he chose his own last name?
I would like to think that he didn't, and I would like to think that's just fate, because he's such a kick-ass dude. He invented a RAM, the memory that's in our computers that we still use. He invented the lithium-ion battery, and he now invented a battery that potentially has 2 times the storage capacity. Could be cheaper to manufacture and is more environmentally friendly to make. So it's all around.
Then why aren't we
so
using
much better.
it? Is this another story of Big Battery holding him down? Are they assassinating him in his sleep? Is the market doing what it's supposed to do and killing this guy for inventing something
That's
new?
not what the market does, but the battery's still in testing. Obviously, we have to. There still could be issues with it. We don't know if it's as good as it sounds. We still.
But what are the implications, Martin?
The implications are basically smaller devices, because the batteries could be smaller, and why
does that matter? Who cares? It's like, you get more
Well, okay, think about this.
Make it interesting.
Smart glasses. You know this idea, right? Glasses that are
the
also
one
computer.
that Google made and they flopped completely.
Yeah, those ones. Those ones could actually be a thing, because now you have a battery small enough so that they could.
What would you use smart glasses for?
What would I use?
Why would you? Because you wear lenses. Why would you swap to glasses if they were smart?
I'd probably wear lenses and then glass over them. But I would. If,
you wear lenses. No, but then that defeats the point of lenses.
Thing is, if there was smart lenses, that
no.
would be amazing.
Let's get back to this. Okay.
Smart
you
glasses.
said you would wear normal lenses with smart glasses over them.
I would use.
Why not cut out the middleman and just wear smart glasses that have proper lenses?
Because I can take off the smart glasses and just look at things normally. I want the option to have them on, but not always have them on. That's the thing.
I see. That's pretty. No, but you could just turn them off. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, haha.
Still though.
Still,
I
what though?
I want the
Explain.
option to not have glasses on my face because I don't like the
What's wrong with
sensation that it
glasses on your
brings.
face?
I don't like it. I've had to wear glasses for 3 years until I got lenses, and I didn't like it. It was horrible.
You know how often I have it that I forget that I wear my glasses and then take them off, and I just think I still have them on.
Oh.
And then
And then you take them off and go to take them off, and your hand hits your face.
Yeah, I have exactly that too. And I also just forget them all the time. Is I'm like, oh, I just take them off. I need to do some work, and it's like, oh, I leave the room, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I just go do something else.
This is partially why.
Oh, you don't
I
wear
don't
like
want
glasses
glasses.
because you
Yeah.
always forget your glasses. The amount of times that I've gone to a place and I just was looking in the morning and I couldn't find my glasses is just extraordinary.
Yeah. See, when I get up in the morning,
I
get up in the morning, it's actually worse because my vision is so bad, and I don't have my lenses nearby. I have them in my bathroom.
Yeah,
so I have
okay.
to walk to my bathroom, so I kind of like.
Oh,
like
you're blind in the morning.
groping around for the walls. Each time I wake up in a different hotel, right? If I don't know the place that I'm sleeping in, if I don't know it by heart, right?
You stumble
I have to stumble around. And
Wait, why not just don't you own a pair of glasses?
No, I don't.
You don't even own it, like a spare pair?
No.
Oh, that's crazy. But I did want to ask you about something. I have an issue with something my dad does quite often, is I lose my stuff all the time. Okay? I lose my keys. I lost my shoes the other day. You might think, how do you lose your shoes?
Does your dad steal them?
No, my dad doesn't steal them. What my dad does is I say, Dad, I lost whatever. I lost X. And he was like, and I say, have you seen him? And he says, no. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Yeah. Well, what's wrong with that?
That's not the appropriate response.
Oh, my parents always ask me, "Oh, I've lost this. Have you seen it?" I'm like, "No." Well,
yeah, no.
What else do you want me to say? I haven't seen it.
No.
Well, am I supposed to be an accomplice in the investigation for that?
Yes, you are.
How?
Exactly. You're supposed the response that because my mom is just like me and we always both lose stuff. The thing that we always do is we say, okay. Where walk through your last steps. Where was it last? Where did you do this? Then, if you can't find it at that point, the other person will help you look and go under your bed and crawl in there and do this and look over there because that's what good people do.
But then what you're doing
not
is
implying at all that people that don't do that aren't good people. I love you, Dad, very much. Don't worry.
But then by asking somebody to do it, you're kind of holding them hostage to make that choice and to help you look.
Yes, exactly. That's the point, is that you don't look on your own and you find it quicker.
And if they don't, they're a bad person. It's
yes.
like, oh, do this for me. If you don't, you're a bad person.
Yeah, this is the social stigma of trying to help you find your stuff.
I don't agree with this. No.
So, no. How about
primarily because this makes me a bad person.
Yes. No, but what if someone says, is you say no, and then someone else asks you, could you help me look for it? Could you help me find it?
Well, then I would probably help them look.
Then you would help them, but you wouldn't offer to help them look.
No. Unless somebody explicitly asks me to do something, I don't assume that they want me to do it. That's how it works.
No, but don't you think that the assumption can be made if someone asks you, have you seen this? That they want you to help. Isn't that like the social convention?
No. Because when I ask people to, and I know it really doesn't matter what I think of this because my opinion rarely coincides with the opinion of other people.
No, but it's an interesting opinion. This is an interesting opinion.
But when I ask people, oh, have you seen this? No. Okay, moving on. I can ask another person.
Move on. It's done. Okay. No, okay, doesn't matter.
This leaves up space.
Moving on to the next topic, I wanted to ask you about last week, as we talked, myself and Dunphy, we talked about presents. Okay?
Presents, yes.
Presents, and I know you have very strong feelings about gifts. And before we start the discussion about present giving, can you tell the viewers and listeners what your opinion on presents are?
Well, my opinion on presents is very simple. They shouldn't be a thing. Honestly, I think it doesn't matter.
You don't find it fun. You don't like receiving presents.
Nope, I don't like receiving them. Well, I like receiving them.
Yeah, see, that's why you get presents.
But I don't like giving them. But think about this. If everyone just gives each other presents, and everyone, let's say, spends the same amount of money on each present for another person, then you just it's just moving money around. It's not effective. Just let people buy what they want to buy for themselves. And because when you're buying somebody a present,
no, but then you're in favor of exchanging money.
But what's the point of even doing that? because if at your birthday somebody gives you, let's say, 50 euros, and then at their birthday you give them 50 euros, it's a what just
no. This is where the strategy comes in mind. You give them 45 euros, and then you make a €5 profit. Yeah, see,
but then they'll stop giving you those 50 euros because they know you won't do that at the same thing.
Then they'll give you 45 euros.
Over the long run, it'll averages out.
But but okay. I made you for your 18th birthday. I gave you a packet of cookies.
It was very nice.
Yes,
Thank you. They were very good
yeah.
cookies.
See, you appreciated getting those cookies.
But not because he gave them to me, but because they were good cookies.
Ah.
You see the difference?
Okay.
So now I will get you something nice for your birthday.
No, you have not gotten me anything. I got you something for your 17th, and you didn't get me anything for my 17th.
But
birthday.
But
yes, see?
Wait. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. But see, this is where Martin gets annoyed because of the social obligation that you have to give presents if you receive a present.
Yes, that's the thing. Because
is that the root of the?
I would rather people didn't give me presents, but I didn't have to give them presents. That's what I'd rather do.
If you see something in a store and you're like, oh, it makes you think of someone else or this kind of thing, you wouldn't purchase it for them just to be nice.
Why would I think of someone else in a store?
Because you just no, seriously. You look at a thing and it's like, oh, that reminds me of this person.
That never happens.
You never had that
No,
experience.
I don't really think about other people in a store. That's I think that's a bit weird. It's like you look at a thing, it's a thing. I don't associate.
You don't associate things with other people.
Well, like not when I'm trying to buy them.
No, it's not saying that you're buying them. It's
No,
just
I know.
You're in a store. Well, you're buying something else potentially, and you're just walking by and just browsing, and you see a thing, and it's like, that thing, that person would love that thing.
I never had that thought in my life. It's probably just me.
I feel like
but
it's just more proof that you're a robot. This is, gosh.
There have been allegations made by different people that I'm a robot. I would just like to say I deny all allegations and no comment otherwise.
Well, we can't know that you're a robot. This is impossible.
You can't know that I'm not a robot as well.
Yeah, we can't know that we're not in a simulation either.
Yeah.
Oh, what merit do you put to the simulation argument?
Simulation argument. I mean, it's valid on some level.
What do you mean valid? No, okay.
Like obviously there's a possibility.
Starting from the start, do you believe that we live in a simulation?
I don't think so. No.
For what reason?
I am agnostic about this because I don't think it's true, but I also think that it's technically possible, right?
Yes.
I think.
Okay.
But then here's the thing: it's not likely, right? Because if you say that we're in a simulation, then what's not to say that world itself is in a simulation?
Yeah.
And then that world itself is in a simulation.
Well, then you reach like a rock zero.
Where does it stop? Or maybe it doesn't stop. Maybe it just goes on infinitely and infinitely and infinitely.
No, it wouldn't go on infinitely. There has to be a starting civilization that created the.
How do you know that? Not necessarily.
Well, no, because otherwise, where does the initial simulation come from?
From another simulation, and that comes from another simulation.
Yes.
Do you know?
But then there has to be an endpoint, Martin. It doesn't just it doesn't loop.
Well, it doesn't loop, but it could be an infinite series of simulations.
No, it can't be infinite. By the definition, it has to be finite.
By the definition, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it has to be finite. But if
why not? There can't be infinite a simulation.
Well, here's the thing. If you apply the same argument to God, right? Okay, God made the universe.
I don't know if you want to discuss about the
who made God. Here's the thing, and then it goes on and on and on. And who made that person? Who made that one? And who made It doesn't necessarily.
But you could just say that one just exists.
Yeah, but then
it doesn't come from anything. It just is.
But then why not explain our thing by it just exists?
No, but that's the other argument. This is so you have all these different arguments,
yeah.
And then some people say, yeah, we just are.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm saying that if your simulation argument rests on the fact that we can't just exist, it's unlikely that we just exist, right? It's more likely that we're made by another civilization simulating us. Then that argument of, well, we just exist, we don't know where it comes from, has to come there at some point. So down that line of simulations, at some point, something has to just exist.
Okay, but do you think that...
Or it goes on infinitely, which could also be a possibility.
No, but okay, how about this? If we discover that true artificial intelligence is not possible to be created, okay, for some reason, I know you don't believe this.
I think it's very possible, it's just that we're far away from it.
Exactly. No, but if we discover definitively that we cannot create artificial intelligence and that there's something special about the human brain that we cannot recreate, right? I know you're not into this, but if we believe prove that we can't create proper artificial intelligence, does that prove that we don't live in a simulation, or does that prove because we cannot create another simulation ourselves?
Well, not necessarily, no, because it could be the fact that the simulation above us actually programmed that special thing into us. Here's the thing, it doesn't.
No, because if they program it, that means that we should be able to program the same thing.
Not necessarily, because they could have made it so that it's basically the thing that.
No, because if we're sentient, that means that we can change ourselves and change the programming.
I don't think that's how sentience works. Sentience is just the...
No, but it's the ability to self-improve.
It's the ability to make decisions that are independent from somebody who makes you make those decisions. It's the ability to look around you and make decisions based on that, based on your prior
Yes,
experiences.
but the act of making a decision is what changes you, because any decision that you make, however slightly, does change you and who you are, and therefore, by having sentience, we can change essentially the code that we have.
Not entirely.
Right?
We can change the code of other people slightly, and we can change ourselves slightly, but we can't really change, we can't reconfigure our own neurons and change what we are.
So, okay. And we'll be right back. And now I wanted to talk to you about, first of all, sandwich follow-up.
Sandwich follow-up.
Sandwich follow-up, which is this is, as Dunphy's not here, I'm quite sad about it, but we were walking in the grocery store the other day, and people were actually doing what Dunphy suggested. In when they drop anything, they put it on top of the thing.
Okay, see, this is a
And
loaded topic.
I was blown away, because it's not what I do. They just oh yeah, I saw this guy, it was a live case study, live psychological experiment. I saw a guy who I didn't know, and he just dropped two things, and I was like, what's he gonna do? I nudged my friend, I was like, dude, what's gonna happen? And he put him on top.
Well, let me say my side of the story. The first thing that you talked about with Dunphy, the guy who dropped the sandwich, that was me. Yeah, okay, that was me. And when they discussed it, I was in the chat. I wasn't happy about it. This is a very, very emotional topic for me.
For those of you that forgot, what happened basically was that Martin was in the grocery store, and he was grabbing a pastry, and he dropped it onto the floor.
And
he
refused, didn't want to put it back.
Refused to put it back, and was going to just let it sit there waiting on the floor.
Well, I mean, it was. I think it was
unacceptable, unjustifiable, socially awkward. Yeah, it
was socially awkward. It was very justifiable.
It is not just. It is you wanting to avoid confrontation.
That's exactly what it was. That's the justification.
That's the justification.
Yep.
It's not proper justification, in my opinion.
Nonetheless,
it is a justification. Yes. Okay. So, but please explain. Continue with what you're saying.
I do think that what that person did was correct. I do think.
So you say that what you did is incorrect? Is this what you're saying to us?
Well, no. I could have been more correct in what I did.
Fine.
I could have done that.
What is the completely incorrect response in your opinion?
The completely incorrect. See, this is a hard thing, because there's
from my perspective, the completely incorrect response is taking the sandwich and then throwing it at them. Right? Imagine that's the completely unacceptable.
That would be the completely unacceptable thing to do in any situation. To be
yes, fair. You take the thing. He's like, I dropped it, and chuck it at them. No.
Or
what you did. That's equally unacceptable. Equally unacceptable.
Or I could have stomped on it. That would have been more unacceptable.
Oh yes, no, but that's what. But regardless, if you stomped.
I just want to say I did not do that.
No, but it would have happened. Your actions would have caused someone to stomp on it.
Well, no, because it was kind of lying in the corner and on a bunch of plastic
they might
bags.
have kicked it or something.
No, they would notice a sandwich on the floor, I think.
No, not some people are just like, no. The amount of times that I've knocked into stuff while just talking to people is just uncountable.
I think that's more of a judge of you than people dropping sandwiches on the floor.
No, but okay. But point is, the sandwich follow-up is that Dunphy was right, and this is what people do, is they put up sandwiches up on a counter.
I would also like to issue a public apology to Albert Heijn if any legal case is ever brought against me.
For dropping a sandwich.
I would like to say
I
sorry.
have an opinion. I have many opinions, yes. But I have a question for you, do you think that you should pay for that sandwich that you dropped?
No, I don't actually.
Why not?
Because if you accidentally drop let's say a bottle of Sprite or something, or Cola on the floor, which I've done quite a bit of times.
Seriously?
It drops out of the fridge that they have at shops.
You've done that? How do you manage? I've seen people do that. How do you manage to do that? That's very impressive.
No, it's okay. It's not hard, because it falls on the floor and maybe something bursts, and then all the gas goes out.
How do you manage to make a plastic bottle burst?
Well, no, the cap kind of unscrewed slightly.
How? It's it has that little plasticky
because of all the pressure built up inside. Because when it drops, it kind of it's almost like shaking it.
You are crazy. I've never had this in my entire life. I've never seen anyone.
It also happens a lot with those metal cans, actually.
The cans.
Yeah, the cans.
You've had cans burst by
one.
No.
A few years ago.
That's so sad. God.
Okay.
Wait. Was this when you were in Russia?
No.
Was
that
it a Russian-manufactured crappy can?
It was in Finland.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't say anything bad about Finland. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's right. Just when you invoke Finland, nobody can say anything.
No one
bad.
can.
Yep.
It's like, oh, it's Finland. Yeah. Obviously, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, when I do that, when people do that, generally the store.
When very rarely people do that. Yes.
You didn't have to add that. Okay. The
Very
the
on
people,
occasion. Sometimes.
The people who work at the store.
Sometimes morons. No, I'm kidding.
They
not a moron.
don't do anything about it. They just kind of let it go. And like one time I did this. I accidentally dropped the thing on the floor. It spilt all over. I looked straight at the guy like 10 meters away from me to my right, who was just like staring at this.
And did he give you the death stare? Did he give you the death stare?
He did not give me the death stare. I gave him the like, oh, sorry expression. Like,
sorry.
like, you know, like, what can you do? Yeah, and he just kind of like, he said, it's fine, basically. And
it's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't have to pay for it.
No, I know, but you may not have had to pay for it because that's generally not the case.
Yeah.
I must say, I have once dropped a glass Starbucks Frappuccino in America, but that is glass, and that is more likely to break than plastic would be. So I think it's more justifiable than someone who manages to make a plastic bottle spill that falls onto the floor.
Well, what was inside the glass?
Huh?
What was
It's
inside
like
the glass bottle?
coffee stuff.
Coffee. Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't think it's more likely because even though the glass is more likely to break, the coffee doesn't have like the liquid isn't pressurized. The liquid inside the fizzy drinks, it has a lot of pressure. It's a pressure when it just drops on the floor.
Plastic doesn't make it break.
Well, no, it doesn't. The plastic
It
doesn't
absorbs
break.
the force.
The plastic doesn't break. The cap can kind of like fly off.
Yes, no, but the cap has that little ring around it that if you unturn it, it goes. You know that thing that happens. Caps.
I guess
just how caps work in general.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't know how it happened. It happened. The cap can fly off in the metal can case. The metal can actually burst.
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's
so
stupid how you make a cap fall off. A soda bottle cap falls off when you drop it on the floor.
It happens, okay?
You need like a twisting motion, some sort of friction on the cap to make it turn. I don't,
No, okay, look, maybe, I don't know, maybe somebody took it, then unscrewed the cap, put it back in. But that's not likely.
But that's a total dick move.
Imagine
that as like a
if
friend.
somebody did that. Oh, have you heard about the licking ice cream incident that happened? It's kind of like that, isn't it?
I haven't heard about this licking ice cream incident.
A bunch of people were filming themselves taking out ice cream in America, taking out these large buckets of ice cream.
Pints, yeah.
Licking them, putting the lid back on, and putting them back. And they filmed themselves doing this and put it on social media.
Did they get arrested?
Yes, they did. And I honestly agree with this because think about it.
I think they should get so arrested, and they should go to jail, and they should go to jail for 20 years for a lack of regard for public safety.
No, because actually you could be spreading like diseases technically,
exactly.
And because you don't know who's gonna buy this, and you don't. And if you're the person buying this, imagine that you know that people are going around licking ice cream. You're not gonna buy ice cream.
No, no. I remember in this very episode you said you don't care about backwash. Right?
That's a bit different. That's
no.
That's
how
very
is
different.
licking ice cream? Because the tiny molecules of spit that get into your ice cream. How is that different from backwash?
First of all, because you're licking the thing. There's a lot of it there. It's
Yeah, but in the whole scheme of the entire pint of ice cream,
Well, no, because it matters. That if you lick something, there's gonna be more of your spit on there than just drinking from a thing.
But why does a little bit? Okay, yeah, okay. I don't know. I was about to say, why does a little bit of spit matter more than a whole thing of spit? And that's like it very much matters. If it's like would you rather drink a drop of spit or an entire bottle full of spit? That's pretty gross.
It's a weird topic. Okay.
And now on to our next topic. So, what did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
Well, actually, I did want to talk about something, but I was afraid it was going to be too political. I wanted to talk about Epstein.
Oh, isn't it Epstein? First off,
Epstein. Well, Epstein. Some people say it like.
I think you're crazy, and I think you're trying to be British, but you're not. I think that's my opinion.
That's. Okay, it's just anyway,
okay,
it sounds cool. Okay?
Sorry, moving on.
The British accent sounds cool.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
I don't agree at all. I think the accents that I find charming are. I love American Southern accents. I think those are very charming.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah.
I think that's great. But
you can't just keep doing them. Like if you do that accent, everybody knows you.
No, it's not that you're doing it. It's that the actual like OG people that run that accent.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
that's super charming. I think it's great.
I know.
But British accents aren't my favorite thing in the world. But point is, moving on. You want to talk about Epstein?
Yes, we sidetracked into accents somehow, but anyway.
Potentially more
Anyway.
appropriate subject for.
Potentially,
Yes.
but hey, this whole case where everyone on every single mainstream media network is saying like, oh, I mean, it was a suicide, obviously, but here's the thing. Almost nobody believes it was a suicide. If
No,
you,
but
if you go to,
but what's the goal of you talking about this? What do you want to achieve by talking about this?
what I want to achieve by talking about this, that's, well, I mean, it's a fun topic, right?
Okay, this is fantastic.
So,
okay.
just think about it. He was alone in his cell. He was just taken off of suicide watch a day ago, and he was in a cell where the bed sheets that they give them, they are specifically made so that they tear easily, so that the prisoners can't hang themselves on them.
So you are you support the conspiracy theory that he didn't kill himself.
I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I think it's the opposite. I think it's a conspiracy theory, honestly. Because think about this: the camera inside and outside the cell, just an hour before he got killed, was turned off. The two guards that were watching fell asleep. Both of them fell asleep.
Maybe they're sleepy guys.
Just before.
Maybe they're just sleepy
yeah,
guys.
Yeah, maybe. He was taken off of suicide watch just a
Yeah, but
day
what's the
before the thing
significance?
happened.
What's the significance in your
The
opinion?
significance of this?
Yeah.
I think somebody very rich and very powerful didn't want their name coming out. Didn't want more confession from him. I think this is a very big case that people have forgotten about.
And do you think it's getting properly investigated in your opinion?
Definitely not. I think the two guards are being investigated right now. Recently, they just started investigation. All those two guards that conveniently fell asleep right when the thing happened. But I still think there should be much more looking into this. Because
In what way?
Well, just investigating all the people around it, like the higher ups of the prison, everything like that. You know.
All right.
I mean, potentially the testimony that he could have given, the names that he could have given of people who were involved in this whole scandal of
Well, it's
basically
for sure.
sex trafficking.
It's very crappy that he died.
Yeah,
It was, But do you think he had the proper motivation to kill himself?
I don't actually think so.
You don't think he would have wanted to kill himself in the
No,
situation that
he
was in?
said he didn't want to kill himself when they asked him. Actually, before that,
Yeah, but he could have lied.
he could have lied.
He was essentially a psychopath. This guy.
That's true. But why would he lie about that? He specifically asked for more protection. He was beaten up in his cell before.
Yes, it's a cover-up, man. He just didn't want people to think that he was going to kill himself.
If you think it's a cover-up, it's much more likely that the other thing is a cover-up. I'm sorry.
Okay, well. So I wanted to talk to you about an experience that I had I was watching this internet video about these people in Japan, and they were moving. And it was the coolest thing I have ever seen because they hired a company, and apparently this is very common in Japan, and the Japanese, they sent over their people. Well, first of all, okay, let me take it step by step. First of all, they sent a guy over, and he inventoried everything. Like a guy who was in a suit, and he had a little iPad, and he was inventorying everything. And he was like, oh, this is how many boxes you need, this is what you need, this is what you got. And he put up an entire logistics network. A logistics system. Then a couple weeks later, a whole crew of Japanese people came in, and they packed up all of their stuff for them.
Really?
Yes, and then they moved it to their new house and unpacked it too.
Nice. That's a very.
And I wanted to know first of all, what do you think of that in general?
I think it's much better if you have a lot of stuff in a house that you've lived in for like a large amount of time. Let's say for 10 years or 20 years, you've lived in the same flat or apartment or house, whatever, and you have like a lot of just trinkets accumulated there, just like lying around the place.
Yeah, but no. But would you use a moving company like that?
If I had a lot of things,
then yes.
If I had just like a few personal items and I just like I live in different places and everywhere.
Then you
I live,
wouldn't. Yeah.
then
no.
Then it's not worth it.
The issue that I have is that I would feel so guilty.
Really?
Because I
Why?
would just sit on my ass and just do nothing while they're moving all this stuff.
But you're paying them. That's their job.
Yes, I know it's their job. But I still like these people. Like they take your TV, they take your closets. They have like these really cool kind of cases for them. They like zip them over. They put stuff in your hallway so that they can slide it out easily. They have special boxes for plates and for your TV. There's like a TV box where they put a thing over it. Oh, it's very. I can't describe it very well, but it was amazing how efficient and fast and everything. And there were like a bunch of people doing it there at the same time because they didn't get it done really quickly. And I felt so bad. If I was sitting there, I'd just be standing there. It's like, yeah, okay. Thank you for.
But
I'd be
here's
like,
the
do you
thing.
need my help? Are you okay? You know?
Here's the thing.
Can I get you a cup of coffee?
Do you feel bad when you're in a cafe and somebody's making your coffee for you and you're just sitting there doing nothing?
Because
It's
in
the
a
same
cafe,
thing.
no, it's a different thing. Because first of all, this is normally something that I do myself, right? I would move myself, and I'm not like it's not an extended task that happens over like a couple hours, right? Because in the cafe there's zoop, 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 and then they make a coffee,
Yeah.
right? That's fine. But in this situation, they're sitting on your floor or they're in your kitchen and they're just packing all your plates for like an hour. They're sitting, just sitting there doing.
Well,
this
you
thing.
pay them. That's
No, but you
what
pay
they
them.
do.
But what am I gonna do? What am I supposed to sit down on my couch and just put my feet up, watch some TV?
I would, if it were me, I would just go for a walk.
Just go for
sit
just
in a
let
cafe.
Wait, you would leave strangers in your house for extended amounts of time?
Well, I
We're
would,
moving your stuff,
I would not leave any like valuable things in there. Obviously, I would take.
but they're moving your stuff.
Yeah, but I would
That's
take
their
like
job.
all my documents and all the things that I have. Obviously, I would take with me or
Okay.
put them in a safe
What
somewhere.
about like your
basically.
TV? Would you leave your TV?
Well, I know
They
they're.
have to move your TV.
I know they're a reputable company, and if anybody has an issue with them, if they steal anything, their reputation is gonna be like.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Point
it's-
is, people is I would feel very uncomfortable with people moving my stuff for
Well,
me.
of course, it's uncomfortable, but
Because
you know,
no,
but
because
maybe
I'm
it's
just
convenient.
like just standing there, and I just like because it's what's so interesting too is it's so fascinating how they pack these things in like the boxes and contraptions that they have for all the specific items because they have like special foldy things that go over a thing over a cupboard, and they have other boxes for cutlery, and they're these little plate boxes where you put it in, and it's just so fascinating that I'd want to stare at them working.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, you know.
You don't know because
My dad always said that there's three things you can stare at forever: water, just waves crashing into
Yeah,
a shore,
okay.
fire just flickering all the time, and people working.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, but then I feel even worse because I'm not even like in another room doing my own thing. I am staring at these people, and I'm like, "You guys are doing a great job," and I'm just staring there, arms folded, maybe even filming them do it, and they're just sitting there doing their job, and I'm just like, I feel like I should help. I feel it's like a moral hazard kind of thing.
Moral hazard.
I feel
I
terrible.
mean, I don't know. You're paying them, and you're getting an extra spectacle in return. Think about it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
really
you're getting
cool.
you're getting
Yeah.
a show.
Yeah.
No, because when I move house myself, I just do it myself. I just pack all my. It's like a week long thing because when I lived with my mom, it's a big house, week long thing, and I had to pack all these plates and do all this stuff. So
And essentially, you're buying time from them because they're spending their time.
Yes,
and you
but
have more time left.
of course, but I'm just gonna like play video games, and then they're like, yeah, hi, can I come into your room now and clean up all your stuff? And it's like, sure, yeah, go. It's like having a cleaner.
Yeah, it's
Right?
great.
It's like having a cleaner, and it comes in, it's like, oh, can I clean your room for you?
Yeah, well, that's what cleaners do.
Okay, well, anyway. So I also wanted to talk to you about something that I don't know if you're a fan of. Do you believe in ready-made meals?
Ready-made meals. Well,
Like those frozen ones you can put in the micro.
I do believe they exist. I think this is no.
Believe that. I believe they exist is the answer that I have.
No, I think they can be useful. Yeah, I've never made actually made one. I prefer to cook things myself or just go to.
Yeah, but if you
go
were
to
in
a
university,
restaurant.
would you use them, or do you think that they should exist? Or
I maybe end up using them. Yeah, I mean, obviously they should exist
What-
because some people need them.
No, what is if you go to someone's house and they say, "Oh, I'll make you dinner," and they give you a ready-made meal? What do you think?
I would.
Does it degrade?
Make a sarcastic
does it
comment about it.
degrade?
That's what I would do.
Does it degrade their social status?
I don't. Well, here that's a difficult question. Like in whose eyes? In my eyes, probably.
In your
not.
eyes,
no.
do you care?
I don't really care what.
Is it like you go afterwards and say, guys, I went over to this guy's house and he made a ready-made meal.
I don't do this sort of thing. No, that's not. I don't think it's right to gossip about whether people make ready-made meals.
No,
Oh,
cause
look at this guy.
look at this guy. Oh, he doesn't even know how to make vegetables.
He has so little social credit now. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, but you don't care at all.
No,
that people
I
make meals.
mean, I obviously I prefer like a nice meal, but it's the other person's house, right?
Yeah, it's their
I'm there
prerogative.
as a guest. They basically.
Well, because when people, if I had someone that had ready-made meal, I'd be kind of disappointed and grumpy with them if they invite me over for dinner and they have a ready-made meal for me. I'd be like, come on, really? You know, you invite me over for dinner and then you have a ready-made meal for me, and then there's not even an option for having a nice meal or like okay, anyway. But I think that's a disappointment, and I'm like, seriously.
It can be a slight disappointment, but like, what can you do about it? Well, you can complain about it.
You can complain about it. Would you complain about it as an unconfrontational guy who doesn't want to tell people about their sandwiches being dropped?
I'm
right?
not
Would you
an unconfrontational. Okay, that was a one-time thing. I'm not an unconfrontational person. Everyone probably knows this.
No, but seriously, would you talk to? Would you?
I
talk
would
to the people?
probably mention it if they did it like more than once. I would say, hey, like,
No.
what's up with that?
I think you can complain about the first time, but if they do it more than once, then I think it's fine, because then you know. It's the fact that you're not knowing about the thing that they're doing is the issue.
It's kind of like fraud if you think about it. It's like you're expecting one thing,
yes,
but except you're not paying money for it.
Exactly, it is fraud. It is, you know,
Yep, get it.
human fraud.
Making somebody a ready-made meal is fraud. We determined it. Yep.
No, we should make a law, and it just says on any already made meal boxes, this is fraud.
You think you know what this is, but this is not what this
actually,
is.
no.
Yeah.
Well, there was a whole big scandal about ready-made meals having horse meat, but let's not talk about that. So you take a lot of coffee a lot of the time. You drink a lot of coffee. Do you ever? What do you say with your name at Starbucks?
Oh yeah.
Do you have a special Starbucks name?
I rarely go to
Do you
Starbucks.
Do you call yourself McMagnum?
I rarely go to
It's like,
Starbucks.
hi, I'm McMagnum. I'd like a frappuccino.
But I do usually change my name because I found that if I just say Martin, hey, hey, my name is Martin or Martin, they don't get it. Like each time
They don't get it.
Yeah, no. Each time they lean over and say like, what? Do you mean Mark? do you mean Mark? Do you mean Maxim or something? It's weird. So I just say Mark.
You say Mark.
Most of the time.
You're Mark in Starbucks.
Yes, because everyone knows the name. It's easy to write. They can't mess it up.
But Martin's a really easy name.
Well, apparently it's not.
Wait, what kind
I
of?
don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's not that they mess it up, right? But I have to repeat myself multiple times, and I don't want to do that.
Oh,
Sometimes if I
it's
want
too
to
much
mess,
effort to repeat yourself multiple times.
if I want to mess with them, I think of like a weird name or a phrase that they have to ask me for, and then I spell it out. I sometimes do that, but not often.
Okay, no, but I thought don't you have a privacy concern with Starbucks? I feel like that's you're kind of a crazy guy with the protection that you have on all your stuff, right? With privacy, it's like, oh, I don't want to use Google, this kind of thing.
Well,
no, but do you not have a privacy concern about Starbucks, big Starbucks knowing your name?
Big Starbucks.
Yeah,
knowing
big
your name.
Starbucks.
Ooh. No, but here's the thing. What are they gonna do with that name?
Stalk
Google
you,
can do a
Martin.
lot of.
They're gonna stalk you so bad. They're gonna be like, "Ooh, Martin goes to this school. Ooh, he's doing this."
Yeah, for sure. They're gonna link my credit card to my name.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but here's the thing. You can only do things like that with this kind of information, this kind of personal information, if you can link things together. If you can link, Google can link like your account to the.
Yeah, but
things
Starbucks
you
can do the
search.
same. Imagine, right? They have facial
Starbucks can link your name to the coffee you normally buy. Oh wow,
Yes,
that's
and
so.
then but imagine, they can get trends and they can get what
Oh
you
my
like,
God.
and then they're like, they have facial. Imagine this: the future of Starbucks. They have facial recognition software in their cameras, right? They track you as you come into the store. They say, "Oh, this is Martin." They don't even take down your name. You can just sit down, and then they have your coffee for you because they know what you like.
That'd be great.
Yeah, you'd be happy for Starbucks to know who you are and build a profile on you as to what coffee you
Well,
want.
here's the thing. They only know my face and associated with a type of coffee.
And
I
name.
don't really
And
see.
name.
So long as they don't give that information out to other people, I don't see a problem with it. If they start doing it, I'm gonna wear a mask to Starbucks. No. No, it's not a big issue, honestly.
Do you not feel that your privacy is being compromised by being on the podcast?
Well, I mean, I have to get out of here. No.
Yeah, no, imagine like
Well, I mean, technically it is, but like, who's gonna do anything with that sort of thing?
Google.
Oh,
Google, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna make a deep fake of me. They're gonna basically model my voice, train an AI network to say things, and then they're gonna
take over the world.
release a footage of me saying something really horrible. I mean, technically, you don't need footage for that. You can just record me saying something.
No, let me tell you a little story about what happened to me at Starbucks once. Is I was with my brother and I ordered a frappuccino or whatever. I forget what I ordered, but I was talking to my brher and I was talking about this guy who was making my coffee, and I was like, I was summer, and I was like, oh man, I can't believe that guy's wearing a short. Like short pants and also an apron. I think that's awful. I can't believe he's doing that. That's terrible. We were kind of like talking about it, and I got my coffee back, and it says Justin Bieber on my coffee. Which means
what name did you give them?
I gave them Noah because that's my name, and he put Justin and a little smiley face afterwards. And what that means is that he got a new cup of coffee, then made my coffee, and then gave it to me.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
That's a pretty
Because
good
it
prank.
wasn't like even scratched out. He actively threw away the one that I had, got a new one, and wrote it out again.
I would, if I were a Starbucks employee, I would totally do that to everyone.
We just
honestly.
fuck with people all the time.
Yeah.
You just put, or
Yeah.
take their name and then spell it completely wrong.
I think when they spell your name wrong, that's half of the time that's just them. Like,
Them
oh,
just messing
I know
around.
what they mean, but I'm gonna like put an extra E in there and replace the A with an O.
No, you know what? It's a competition in Starbucks because they shift around the roles, right? And then the people that yell out the names, how many you can get right, and then you're trying to make the life of your coworkers difficult. So it's like Marine, this kind of thing. Okay. So I also wanted to talk to you about something that I saw and that people were annoyed with me with, which is I was talking to I forget who, but then they said, "What do you want to do?" or "Do you want me to do this?" And it was like, "Oh, I don't really mind. Either way, it's fine." Yeah, I was indifferent towards their response.
Yeah, that's me all the time.
Yeah. What do you think about people that are indifferent with responses to things?
I think they are the best people to talk to.
Really?
No, well...
No, because indifferent. Like, I was asked, "Do you want me to go to this thing?" And I was like, "Well, if you want to go, you can go, but I don't really mind."
Yeah, because that's my attitude about what most people do, about most things people do. It's like, "Oh, do you want me to do this thing?" Like, it's like I don't. It's your life. I don't. It's you do whatever.
No, but they got annoyed with me for saying that. It's like, "No, but what do you want?" And I was like, "I don't mind."
Yeah, because it's it's your business, not.
No,
yeah.
but seriously,
I think it's totally fine to be indifferent towards things.
What if people say that to you? What if you're both indifferent and then you have no idea what direction to go?
Why would you talk to each other?
No, because it's like, "Oh, where do you want to go for lunch?" It's like, "I don't mind." No, I don't mind. No, but I don't mind.
Oh,
no, I don't mind.
Then one just picks a thing, and then the other says, "I don't mind," and it's fine.
No, but because then the other person, by picking the thing, the other person has a position.
What you do is you create a random generator with a list of restaurants nearby. And then you like roll the dice essentially.
This is my point. Is no one's actually indifferent.
Well, that's not true. You can be indifferent.
I don't think. I think there
things.
is a core difference in people's opinions, and that they actually do always have a preference.
People do usually have a preference, but people are normally. At least me, I'm normally indifferent to what other people want and think. No, that's.
No, but okay. So you don't think that because I'm indifferent from time to time, but I get really annoyed if other people are indifferent.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that?
It's because it's like, "What do you want to do?" It's like, "I don't care." "What do you want to eat?" "No, I don't mind."
Well, that just means that
they don't care, and that means because I'm trying to get something done, and they're just actively hampering.
Well, then you just pick one. That's when you hear.
No, but then I have to pick one,
mind.
and then it's like, and then I say, "How about this?" And it's like, "Nah, it's okay."
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, "No, but that's not the answer. I want an affirmative yes or no."
What's the problem with it?
If
it doesn't matter, then you just pick one, and you pick the one you want. And if you,
but then I feel like the person doesn't because in the back of my head, I'm like, this guy, they know what they want. They just don't want to tell me what they want, and then I have to pick something. And then what if I pick the wrong thing?
So
are they subconsciously annoyed with me that I'm picking the wrong thing?
So overthinking this, you're putting thoughts in people's heads. It's like, "Oh, he's thinking this, he's saying this, but he's thinking this, I know this." But that's not.
I don't know what they prefer.
Well, if they don't prefer anything, then
because a lot of people they say "Oh, I don't mind," but they do, and they're subconsciously upset with you.
That's not. I don't think that happens.
Because I don't think people are as rational as you think they are.
This is assuming people's motives. I wouldn't want to do that.
If people weren't indifferent, then we didn't have to do this thought exercise.
No, but if they were, but if they're not indifferent, they tell you about it. If I don't want to go to a thing, I'm like, no.
Yeah, but maybe they're just hyper non-confrontational.
Oh yeah, I don't like those people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if anyone's watching this. No confrontational.
Listening, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I guess this leads on to the point that you wanted to talk about. Is you think people are too nice?
I do think people are too nice. Yeah, people.
Martin, you're a piece of shit. Not kidding.
See, there we go. That's something. No.
That's better. More criticism.
No. I do think that this is a big difference. Like the general culture here is very different than it was back when I was in Russia. Basically, back then, when you made a mistake, right? If you do something that people don't like they tell you about it, and that's how you know to improve yourself. That's how you know to make yourself better.
People here, how about you? Because you've been to the States a lot. Do you think that people in the States do the same?
I've been to the States once, and it's actually worse there.
It's worse there.
Yeah, people are all fake smiles and like, "Oh, you're doing great. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, good job."
No, but see, aren't you then assuming that people in the back of their heads are like, "Oh no, he's doing actually very poorly"?
No, because I can see that they have almost the same reaction as when I do something right and when I do something wrong.
Yeah, but maybe they're just indifferent.
Maybe they're just indifferent.
Maybe that's just a culture shift, and that people in Russia just are more negative.
Well,
yeah. See, Because you're assuming what's in people's heads. You were giving me, shit for doing
Not
that a
really.
minute
No,
ago.
I'm not assuming. But here's the thing: when people actively seek you out to give you encouragement, that means they have somewhat of a motive to say something, right? So why not just say the correct criticism?
Because sometimes maybe people are afraid that people can't take criticism.
Well, people
If they don't know you very well, then
Oh
they
my
can't
God.
it's like you imagine, right? You're someone who's very hypersensitive. You make one criticism, you go ah! And you fall apart in tears.
I'm sorry, then you won't really be able to improve yourself at all because you
Yeah,
won't be
no,
able to
but
see what you do wrong.
No, because the fear is that if you give someone criticism and they take it poorly, you have to deal with them taking it
you
poorly.
don't. No, you don't. You just walk
You
away.
can't just walk away.
I can. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
You give
What?
someone criticism, then you make them cry, right?
Unintentionally,
They're in
let's
tears.
say unintentionally,
and you just walk away.
Well, I didn't intend for this, and then not being reasonable. So why would I don't see the problem in this.
And just a quick reminder for all those listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify that you can listen to us live 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/Radio Hot Air, and then you can interact with our chat and talk to people live, which is more fun for you guys. But if you can't do that and you're tuning in just now, then remember that you can find us on all of the major podcast apps, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Now, sorry for the interruption. Martin, you were saying?
Yeah, it's weird. I can give you an example of people being too nice. Maybe
Don't name names,
a
but
week
yeah.
ago, I had 3 of my friends at different times, at different points in time in the day, come up to me and say, "Hey, Martin, are you okay?" And then I had a teacher come up to me and say, "Hey, Martin, are you okay?"
In the same
and
day?
I was like, yeah, in the same day, and it's weird, like, cause nothing was different. It's not. I don't think I looked extra.
What if
sad
there
or
was a
something.
rumor that you were gonna kill yourself?
What?
Yeah,
Was
imagine
there?
was a rumor.
Was
no,
there?
I haven't heard about any rumors, but that'd be pretty. It wouldn't be funny. It'd be very, very not great.
That would be pretty funny. To me.
No, Martin's not funny.
No, it's not funny when it's about other people. When it's about,
But when it's about
me.
you, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't see it. I don't see the point of constantly asking people, "Oh, are you okay?
Martin,
Oh, you're doing great."
Were you okay?
I wasn't okay after they asked me.
You weren't
I know.
okay.
After they asked me, I was like, "Well, what's wrong? What? Yeah, like what?"
What's going on? Why am
Yeah.
I, Okay, but so you think people are too nice, and you think people need to get
I
over
do.
it, and okay.
Yeah, it's not a very popular opinion, but hey.
And so our final conversational topic for today is cinema snacks.
Cinema snacks.
Cinema snacks.
Oh yeah.
Thoughts, opinions, beliefs.
I think that me and cinema snacks, I buy way too much of them. I buy like.
But do you get
3
crunchy ones? Do you get crunchy cinema snacks? Are you
I-
one of those people that's
I
always
get-
fiddling with crunchy things in
I
the
get
movie theater?
all of the cinema snacks. I get the crunchy ones. I get the popcorn. I also get the drinks. I get like three different type of drinks. I
insane.
get a large or a medium popcorn thing, and then I usually get like the wrapping things that you fiddle
I
with,
hate
and then
the
people
wrapping
get annoyed
things.
to you.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
the worst. I
yeah.
give people so many death stares. If someone's sitting next to me, I go, it's like, you piece of human excrement. You can't,
Wow.
Yeah, no, seriously. Because I'm like, imagine there's like an action scene where it's like, the scene, like, Luke, I am your father. And someone's, behind you or next to you. And I'm just like, because the trick is I like crunchy things, or I have things with wrappers or whatever. You eat them at the start of the show. And then you move backwards to more softer things.
How about you unwrap them, put them on your seat, and then eat them? They'll probably melt.
Yeah, they'll melt or they'll get sticky, or everything will get sticky, But I definitely think that there's a hierarchy of eating things at the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
First thing that you do is you always open your soda first, because otherwise you have the.
Yeah, that's fair actually.
Always
Yeah, that's
open your
really
soda
fair
first.
thing.
Then-
Imagine your soda spills out in like this bubbling thing all over you in the
See,
cinema.
no, that's why you do it first, because then you can handle it. If it's in the middle of
Yeah,
the show
that's a good
and
point,
you're
yeah.
having, Luke, I am your, fuck. And it's like, wait, what was he? I didn't hear what he said. No, wait, no. So there's a hierarchy in doing this. So soda, then any crackly stuff, right? Or bags of things, bags of chips. This is why movie theaters nowadays, they take out all the bags first. This is a good movie theater that does this. They take out the bags, put it in a little paper thing for you. And then you move to the candies and the Twizzlers and the things.
But when you eat popcorn, it also kind of makes a crunching sound sometimes. So.
Yeah, that's why I am a hyper quick popcorn consumer. because I feel socially obligated.
Hyper quick popcorn consumer.
Yes, 'cause
that's a really impressive way to put it.
I feel socially obligated.
A really good way to put I eat popcorn fast.
Yes, actually, it's to the extent where my family refuses to share popcorn with me now.
Oh, really?
Really, yeah, they refuse flat out. We were like, oh, we can get a large for everyone. I was like, and my brother's like, no, I'm not sharing with no one.
Because you abuse your popcorn powers, Noah.
Yeah, I
That's
abuse
what
the
it
popcorn
is.
powers. I want to thank Martin for coming on the show today, for replacing the irreplaceable, sadly. I think he did an okay job. But as the chat did say multiple times, we want Dunphy back. Not even kidding. I know Martin couldn't see the chat, but that did happen. And thank you all for listening to the show.
Yep, thank you.